So, our stop button on our laminator is not working correctly, and sometimes it restarts after you have stopped it and walked away. It'll just restart itself. So people who typically don't know that are coming and using it and then walking off. So I happen to be down the hall and come back to find this lovely disaster. I have used a razor blade to try to cut it. Be careful because it will mess up your roller a little bit if you're not careful, because I did slice it a little bit there. But once you do that, I'm going to document how to get this fixed. I started over here taking out the screws, and there are 5 or 6 of them all the way around on this one side of the panel. So as you can see, they run out both rolls. That's how it got to be. So both rolls have been run out. So that's how it got to be such a disaster back there. If you were standing here, you could just stop it or easily undo the mess, but it probably rolled for about 45 minutes. So I've taken the panel off, and then the next thing I'm going to do is these two rollers back here are really tight together, so you cannot get out that bundle of laminate without loosening these screws a bit. So that's what I'm about to do. Okay, so I loosened the 5 screws and I took off the panel off the side of it. Or maybe just unscrew these and then put them back how they are. I'm gonna play around with that and let you know. Okay, so for these, I was able to remove with this bit, which is a T25. Whatever that is, but that worked. Okay, so once I removed the brown ones, then I had to unscrew these to loosen the springs here, and then this is flexible. It will move now. You can basically just pick it up and pull the paper out. I can't do it with one hand. But once you do that, then you have to make sure that your rollers stay aligned, and then you just screw it back down. I'll show you the process once I've removed all the paper, but this will just pull out now that these are popped apart. Okay, so as you can see, I pulled it all out. See, that is still movable because we've loosened it on this one side. There's all the stuff that I've drug out of it. Now the goal is to try to tighten this back up and keep these as aligned as possible. Okay, I've got everything except these put back on this side, but I just wanted to point out some things. It may not be absolutely perfect, but you do want to make sure that these silver, I don't know what they are, but you want to make sure that they're sitting in the thing, not it slid down to in between here, okay? It needs to be on that, on both sides. And if you have a gap when you're putting it back together, if you see a gap once you've tightened down this side, you may have to go loosen the other side a little bit over here and adjust your bars and then tighten them both like at the same time. Like tighten this side a little bit and then that side a little bit to get them perfectly back together, because there should not be a visible gap between the two rollers. Before I put mine back together, I did want to point out that you want to make sure that these did not pull loose at both ends, because if it does, then it'll affect your light board here. Okay, so I've got it all heated up, and I have reinstalled my new rolls because we destroyed an entire roll today. I'm going to thread it through and see if it works, and we'll see what happens. She seems to be rolling. Ta-da! I did not put the back panel on yet, because I wanted to make sure that I watched it come all the way through, but she's back together and we're back in business. Hopefully this video was helpful to you.